about it, baby? What's good, Scorpio gang? Welcome back to Scorpio Chronicles. You already know the vibes. I am Aria Destiny Advisor. I know I've been MIA for a while. Y'all know anytime I usually go MIA is either when it's retrograde season, which it is. There's like 4 or 5 different planets in alignment right now. We're going to get into that in that video briefly so that you can understand your emotions a little better and just know, like, no, you're not just bugging the fuck out. And when I need to do self-reflection, which is an everyday thing that I do, but there are certain seasons or certain times where I have to literally just detach. So I won't vlog, I won't really be available or accessible like that because I'm trying to regain my energy or some type of stability, or at least plan my next move so my next move could be my best move. You feel me? Work. So I hope you guys missed me. I am Miss Foxy Cleopatra today. My hair is technically done, not done. I don't really care. I will walk outside like this because I don't give a fuck. But this is just to show you, like, black girl magic, pool, black girl magic. Okay, period. Because my hair is big as fuck. I did actually write down the contents of this video for today because I'm tired of being all over the place. I know y'all got to be tired of me being all over the place and starting topics and never really finishing. So we're gonna cover what I already wrote down last night. For a little fun, I got me some wine, honey. So come and sip this wine with me. We gonna talk about it. We gonna work on our healing. We really gonna figure out what the fuck is going on with this energy out here. All right, so basically what's going on with this energy, let me take a sip. And cheers to you for making it this far in 2020 with all of this fuck shit going on, okay? I've realized, mind you, these are things that I've realized about myself, and in the midst of me, because remember, I always tell y'all, like, me getting to know myself is also getting to know other people, because the more I expand my awareness of myself is the more I'm able to relate to other people. It's the more, basically, it's more that I can see that we're really all just connected. So I've really been digging super deep. Like, I always dig deep to figure out what's the root of my problems as well as other people's problems. But I feel like during retrograde season, this particular one, I have been going deep. So I call her my second mom. I went by her house sometime last week, and she's such a social butterfly. So she always has many people around. I'm always meeting somebody new when I go over there, so I wasn't surprised. The lovely young lady answered the door. You know, she was cool. I'm like, you know what? I like your energy. Y'all know me. I'm all about energy. If it don't feel right, it ain't right. And even if it do feel right, we got to use discernment, because trust your intuition, people. Trust your intuition. So anyways, I met this girl. She answered the door, and I'm talking to my mom, and then I'm like, oh, you're about to be 30? Well, I'm 27. And she explained to me how she just graduated from school, her master's degree, and she's a counselor, and she's Jamaican, and da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, yes, goody, that's right. You better come through with your piece of paper. I don't care what nobody's saying. School is not for everyone. I agree. You do not need a degree to be a billionaire or be successful or have wealth. You do not need school for that. However, it takes a special type of individual to go to school and finish school, and it's not something that anyone can do. So any person who's in school right now, you're going into college, or you're just graduating college and you're trying to figure out, like, what the fuck, what was the purpose? What was the point? I promise you, none of this shit was in vain. None of that hard work that you put in, none of that studying, none of that crying and stressing out over exams and professors. It wasn't in vain. I promise you. Just keep your head up, keep positive, keep going. Life is always and has always been unpredictable, but we got this, and you did that shit. So kudos to you. Everyone, honestly, everyone who's graduating class of 2020, congratulations, and you did that shit. You don't need a physical auditorium or a physical building to celebrate your accomplishments. I know that it kind of sucks or whatever, because, you know, a lot of people missed out on prom or their senior trip, or, you know, just the experience that we were all looking forward to. I get it. And it's unfortunate. But if you can't fix it, if you can't change it, you got to adapt. And more than adapt, you should thrive. throughout the chaos. So that was my quick little interjection. She was just expressing to me, before she even expressed it, I'm just thinking like, wow, I'm impressed. Like, I'm inspired by Ari, but I get inspired by other people, which I love. And because I know how I feel when other people inspire me, that's why I go so hard on my channel, off my channel. When y'all DM me with y'all questions, no matter how random or bizarre it may seem, I still be grateful, because it's just like, yo, inspiration is everything. And not only that, representation is everything. This is a young Black woman. You got your bachelor's and your master's degree. Like, you're a counselor. Do you know how serious mental health is within the Black community? In all communities. In humanity in general. We all need self-wellness checks. Because especially before COVID, but with COVID, like, this shit is crazy. Like, we're definitely going to need more counselors. And really just talking to her, like, I loved how she wasn't biased. Like, she's able to talk to me in a way where it's like we're just having a regular conversation, but I'm able to identify my core issues within myself. And those are the type of people that you want around. You want people who do not talk down to you or be like, oh, what is wrong with you? What's your problem? You can't do nothing right. No, you don't want those type of people around. You want people who are going to explain things to you from a logical standpoint, from a non-biased standpoint, so that you yourself can put yourself in that shoe for you to get the lesson that you need to get for yourself. So basically, you need people who's gonna plant them seeds in your mind to help you formulate your own answers, the correct ones. People such as myself. But this is what inspired me to really get out of my mood, because I'm not gonna lie, I was really depressed for the past week and a half. This is Scorpio Chronicles, so a lot of people who follow my channel are Scorpios, but a lot of you are not. But in case you were wondering, Scorpios, we really do go through depression pretty often. Most people, I think, honestly, I think people look at me, and because I'm always, mostly, I'm always in a good mood, at least when I record, or at least when I decide to show my face to the world, I make sure I put myself in a good mood frequency, because don't nobody want to be around no Debbie Downer. And quite frankly, I don't want to be around me when I'm a Debbie Downer. This whole self-love thing is a journey. It really is. It's a journey. It's a process. I think that before, I feel like my approach, even on my channel or just with people, was not that I wasn't humble. It's just that because I'm so proud of myself and how much work I put in to build myself and to get myself to where I am, I tend to be extra harder on other people who don't give a fuck, who don't do the work, who don't work on healing, who don't try to figure out what is really stopping me, or what am I really afraid of? Why am I emotionally unavailable? Or why am I afraid of success? Or why am I afraid to give my heart to some? You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that I ask myself. And what causes me to ask myself these questions, to be honest with you, is the experiences that I go through with people outside of myself. This is something that I even noticed that I do. And I know I'm not the only one, which is why I'm willing to share, so that you too can identify this. And once you identify something, you can now make the necessary steps towards correcting it or transmuting that energy into something totally different, preferably something that's more beneficial for you and your greatest good of yourself as well as others. I like to trust the potential. Boom. I'm the type of person where, because I like to give everybody a clean slate, I like to give everyone an equal opportunity to show me who you really are. I think when I get to know people, if certain things just check off and it's something that I really like, I go off. It's like my emotions. And I know this is my Scorpio side and not my Sagittarius side, but my Scorpio side just gets consumed. And it's just like, oh my God, you're my little project. Like, I could heal you and I could teach you all this stuff and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ladies or gentlemen, for my empaths, my healers, my light workers, this is really for you. Everyone is not a project that is meant to be fixed. And not only that, think of how much energy you drain from yourself trying to pour into somebody else's cup, trying to make them come to the realization of their own awesomeness. And really, that is not my job, and I knew it wasn't my job. And I thank God for my ancestors and my archangels who step in, because these are things that I pray for. When I start acting a fool, like not when higher self Ari is talking to you, but when regular conscious Ari start doing her own shit, I have to pray in advance. So I made sure that I asked my guides and my spiritual team to intersect and interject anytime I'm about to do some stupid shit. Or if something is not going to serve my greatest good, what I've realized is God will just cut that shit, cut it. It was like it never happened. And I've seen it repeatedly. That's why it's like when I meet people and they give me certain energy that resonates with people from my past who I don't want to entertain that energy no more, I just be listening. Like, this is why I have no problem cutting nobody off, because if you ain't for me, I don't want it. Man, woman, or child. If it's not mine, if it's not going to serve my greatest good in the long run, mind you, when I say my greatest good, I'm not talking about just me today or tomorrow or next week. I'm talking about me this year and the next 10 years and the next 45 years. And then the generations for after I die. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you have to understand, what is your ammo? I know what my ammo is. My ammo is, I just want to be the best version of myself I can be. I want to be financially free, financially successful, financially stable, and financially abundant, as well as abundant in every areas of my life, including love. Okay? Because money alone don't do it. And love alone without no money don't do it either. Balance, or temperance. So, because I know what I want. I know what I want. Trust me, I do. Because I think about it all the time. And not only do I think about it, I make the necessary steps to make sure that I'm going to get what I want. Because you have to align yourself with what you want. Yes, use visualization and only focus on the end result. Or if you're going to focus on the storyline of your visualization, focus on how good it feels to play out the storyline. You know what I'm saying? But you can't just visualize by yourself. You got to physically write shit down. You got to make plans. You have to make action. You have to take action towards the things that you want. That's like saying, oh my God, I'm in love with this person. I want to be with them, but you never say nothing. What the fuck? Don't be mad when Timmy comes and engages Susie and they go running off into the sunset, because that's going to be your fault, because you should have said something, or you should have did something that was going to get you the desired outcome that you wanted. So it's the same thing with life. Oh, child, I be going on a rant. Mind you, that 12 minutes was just the introduction. So I've been digging really deep, trying to address like my fears of success. Now, everyone needs help. And honestly, I should have started the video with this. I'm such a proud person. And sometimes it's not even me being proud. Really, I think it's just the fact that because of the experiences I've had in my life where everyone would just come to me with their problems, and it would really drain me and hold me down emotionally, because I would sit with everybody else's problems and I would internalize it and make it my own on top of already dealing with the issues I had. I feel like I never wanted to be that person. I never wanted to be the person who was just calling you every time I have a problem, or every time somebody disappoints me, or every time, you know what I'm saying? Because that's draining. Sometimes you need to just call people like, hey, are you good? Or you need to call people and speak life into them like, hey, I know you're going to be successful. I know you're working hard. I know, you know, whatever, like shit like that. So I feel like for me, this retrograde has really forced me to really get to the bottom of my, well, what is you really scared of, sis? Like, what is you afraid of? Because, and honestly, I'm so happy I'm talking about this, because a lot of people will never admit this shit, but it's true. I think a lot of people have a fear of success. Now, it may start off like, oh, I'm afraid to be successful because everybody's going to want their hand out, which is a valid point. However, how dare you limit your own potential? How dare you not exceed your own expectations just because you afraid of how people going to be moving with you once you get successful? People going to move how they want to move, whether you on the curb or you in the mansion. Let's be honest. And I know this for a fact. Like, humans are just, we just like that. Like, people talk shit just because. They talk shit whether they doing better than you or they not. People be hating just because. Whether you're a good person, you're a humanitarian, you give back, you share the knowledge, or you don't. Or you're just, you know, egotistical or narcissistic. People still going hate. So you might as well be you. Be you, the real you that you actually want to be, and fuck what everybody else be thinking. But I've already grown from that aspect. Like, I feel like I've already defeated that boss, that bully of, okay, well, nobody believes I'm going to be successful, so I'm just not going to be successful because it must be true because that's what everybody was saying. Like, my whole life has been like that. My whole life, everybody been telling me, like, oh, how you going to do that? You're not going to do that. Why are you doing that? But I still did the shit. In fact, I did more than what I said I was going to do. And now I'm just done talking, to be honest. I ain't saying shit. I'm going to just do it. Because at the end of the day, I've realized you can do whatever you want to do. And you can do whatever you say you can do. If you say you can't do some shit, you can't do it. So that brings me to my next point. Some of you know, some of you don't know, but I actually have 2 degrees in diagnostic cardiovascular ultrasound. So literally the issue that I have is everywhere I go, people ask, what do you do? Did you finish school? What's your degree in? And honestly, I feel kind of embarrassed, or I always get hesitant expressing like what my degrees are in, because I know what the following question is. Oh, okay, that's cool. So why aren't you working in the field? Well, I ain't working in the field because, one, this is not really something that I wanted to do. It was something that my parent recommended that I do because I didn't really have a sense of direction at the time. I was all over the place. And I don't regret taking my mom's advice because I have 2 degrees in something that it could really make me a lot of money. Now, the thing is, when I finished school, and even while I was in school, I already had it in my mind, like, I want to do this shit for the rest of my life. Fuck no. You be lucky if I want to do this shit for a year. You be lucky if I want to do this shit when I get out. And I think that's because I dealt with a lot of racism in school, but you know, we Black. It's not about, oh, I'm a victim. You know, like, nah, I'm not nobody's victim, first of all. But I don't give a shit what nobody said. If you're Black, once you have melanated skin, once you have African features, you're Black. And at that point, you're going to be subject to some prejudice. Like, I went to school with nothing but Jews and Spanish people, okay? And it was 5% Black. So out of everybody who I seen cheating and doing all this other shit, I'm going to sit my teeth. I ain't never cheated, but I know I worked hard for my grades. The whole moral of the story is I basically met the girl, and she really inspired me because she just said something that I already knew, but ever since she said it, this shit been haunting me, for real. Representation is everything. To see a Black person in any field of essentialness or of statue or of service is a big fucking thing, because Black people, I don't care if you the mailman, you the janitor, or you're a judge. It's something about the way how Black people move. I think it's because of the memory stored in our soul's DNA from slavery and all the other past lives and all the other trauma that we didn't experience in past lives. And then we got the nerve to be born Black in this life. I truly believe, like, when we get in positions of power, we just move different. Whether you move good or bad, that solely depends on the character of that person and their soul quality and the work that they've done. But just talking to this girl, I just felt so much better about my life, and I didn't even go too much in depth about what I was really going through. And it was just nice to have somebody listen to me who really understands. You know what I'm saying? Like, you Black, so you really understand the struggle. You really lived through this shit. You really been there, and you're young. So I know you really experienced this shit. And I just feel like really meeting her changed my life. And that's another thing. When you meet people who change your life, don't you dare hesitate to let them know. Because we ended up texting that same night that we met, and I let her know that same fucking night, like, listen to me. You changed my life today. period. Because all it takes is one thing, one warm conversation, one word out the conversation to shift your whole perspective. And once your perspective is shift, once that light bulb goes off and you be like, damn, I ain't never really think of it like that. At that moment, you know you're open-minded and receptive to some level of change or some level of new adaptability or of ascension. In essence, she gave me that necessary push that I needed, and I made sure that I went and I registered for my registry exam. It's not like I have to go back to school. I just have to sit for my stupid boards, and I have been running from it. Now, the question is, I wanted to get to the root of what the fuck am I running from? Why would I go to school all this time? Why would I get my degrees in something? Even if it's something I'm not passionate about. Okay, I have my YouTube channel. I have my sewing designs. I have, other things that I have going on that I can throw my passions into. But why is it the one thing that can really secure that bag? Because let's be real. Like, we get jobs, we go to school to secure the bag. Why the one thing that I have the foundation for to secure that bag, why am I not trying to do it? Why am I running from it? Why do I just not want to do it? Couple things I came to the realization of. One, it's important to follow your own beat of your own drum, because I think had I had gone into ultrasound field just because everyone was expecting me to do it because that was the next logical thing to do instead of me taking the path that I took. Because basically what I did was, after graduation, I said, fuck my parents. Fuck y'all. I don't live with neither one of y'all. Now I'm on my own. Now I pay my own rent. Now I pay my own bills. Okay. So I'm going to go live my life now. Because for 20 something years, y'all been telling me what to do and what not to do and why to do it and da-da-da-da-da. And I honestly, it wasn't even just my parents, because your parents want the best for you. But I think I was just tired of everyone that I've ever met in my life having an influence or having a final say-so over the decisions that I made. Because when I was surrounded by all of these people at a certain time in my life, every time that I came to a conclusion on my own, a friend, somebody I was dating, my parents, a family member would just be like, oh, why you doing that? No, don't do that. Do this instead. And like a dummy, I would listen to them instead of following my own intuition. So that was a lesson well learned. But to be honest with you, I think that everything really does happen when it's supposed to happen, at the right time, when you're actually ready for the shit. When you're doing it for the right reason. Because, all right, I've been out of work. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all, because I have time. I started my business. I really went full throttle with my YouTube channel. I got to invest my money, which is something I never would have did had I just been living from paycheck to paycheck. I'm being more creative. I'm getting to know myself, and I have the time. And not only that, now I really got the time to sit there and study for my exams. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything happens for a reason. And in my spirit, I feel like it's a couple things. I think like I was really genuinely, and still am to a certain extent, afraid of being successful. But not only that, I have my own reservations about the medical field, because I know the true nature of the pharmaceutical companies. It's all a money-making conglomerate, period. So that went against my spiritual beliefs and what I believe. With you, I was just making mad excuses because I was afraid to really give it my all. Because if I had given it my all, I was afraid that I would not have been able to handle it. Like, handle really being a full-blown adult. Like, really dealing with people's lives all day, every day, and just dealing with the commotion of the hospital. Because I'm an empath. So the hospital is not the most ideal job setting that I would choose. And mind you, I knew this before I even understood what an empath was. I just knew it wasn't for me. And I'm not one of them people who could just do something because it makes money. But now, apparently, I'm turning into that person. But not really so much for the money. It's because I met this girl who's a counselor. She gave me a new perspective to basically see ultrasound through a new lens. Okay, I know I'm going to make a lot of money. I know I'm going to make money. Trust me. The money's not the issue. But I realized, like, representation, that's the issue. Somebody's going to need to see this big nose and this pretty brown skin and these big beautiful eyes. Somebody going to need to see that. Someone needs to see that. Someone needs to hear my voice, or somebody needs to be touched by me when they're not being touched by the probe. Like, for real, like, that's real shit. Think of, like, because I want to change lives, right? My YouTube channel is just one avenue. You know, my personality, my healing abilities, my other skills and talents, those are just one avenue, or multiple different avenues to travel down. But working in the hospital, that is really a way for me to really, like, directly save lives. Literally. So when I made that connection or that correlation, like, you know what? If all I really want to do is help save lives and make people's lives better, I already have the foundation, and I already have many different avenues and outlets to make that happen. So just get it done. So that's what I'm doing, sis. Like, we about to be 30. We gonna be somebody's wife. We gonna be somebody's mama. Get your shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even about really so much that. It's just, I know what I want, and I know the type of life that I want to live, and I know what's destined for me. So I think it really is more so, it's about time. It's about time, because now it's not, I don't think like my Scorpio rebellious side is on some like, oh, the hell with you, mom and dad, I'm gonna do what I want. Like, I'm off that now, because I had the time to do what I want. I got into the solar industry, and that was fun. And it's like COVID happened, and then I'm cool with that. Yo, y'all know I'm blessed, okay? I'm blessed and highly favored no matter what. And I'm grateful for every opportunity, because I look for reasons to be grateful. So I'm always going to find them. Take a note, write it down. Look for reasons to be grateful, and you will always find reasons to be grateful, period. I've also been learning how to, this is something that's been taking a couple of years, but how to balance or filter advice. Everybody got advice. Y'all see how I be glitching? This is why I don't be under the influence when I record. But anyway, basically, like, I've been trying to filter out advice. I really haven't been taking advice from anyone. But because I met this girl and she's a counselor, it's like, okay, I'm going to take your advice. But what I realized is I could feel like intuitively my spirit was just saying, like, you got to filter through people's advice. Like, you have to see, is it solid? Is it logical? Is it something you live your own life by? Even if it's not, is it something that really resonates with me and who I am, or the person that I'm becoming or metamorphing into? Because if not, all right, it sounds good, but I'm going to go ahead and follow my intuition. And no matter what, you should always do that. Like, your intuition has the final call, period. You can let other people help you. You can let your friends help you, your family members. But also, when you're seeking help or guidance from people, you need to analyze, are you living your life in accordance to how I want to live my life? Granted, we all live our own lives, but if we're not at least trying to go in the same path, same direction, is your advice really solid? For me, this is why knowing yourself is important. No matter what, I'm always going to stress that you should always continue to get to know yourself. And I'm just coming to the realization, as well as the peace of mind, or the acceptance, that because I'm so open to getting to know myself, I know that the best way, and even the universe shows me this, like, the best way for me to get to know myself is through interacting with other people. If I didn't start developing emotions for this individual, then I never would have been able to pinpoint that part of myself who was always trying to fix somebody. Like, let's be real. Everyone has potential to be their best self, the best person, the best version they can absolutely be. Okay, period. Everyone has that. Not everyone is going to maximize or utilize or tap into that potential, however. And this experience was a quick reminder, and I'm glad, because had I not gone through it, I wouldn't have got the reminder. So this helps me to heal myself. If somebody comes into your life and you learn something, are you hearing me? Are you hearing? If you learn something, anything, whether it's something about yourself, something about what you like, what you don't like, something about your boundaries, whether you have them or not, whether you need to execute more boundaries in place, whether you need to lower your boundaries a little bit, like, you know, you won't really know these things unless you interact with other people. So I feel like this retrograde has caused me to really see like how much I'm really fucking growing, because I was put in a situation where I easily, are you hearing me? I could have easily fell back, okay, into the trap, the entanglement of low vibrational thinking. No, that is the worst African accent. I don't even know. Yo, it's the wine. Because now my British accent want to come out. Anyways, y'all, like, up into my old way of being, where like the old version of me, like if I was talking to somebody and they disappointed or it didn't really work out, I would get depressed, or I would start thinking like, oh, what is wrong with me? Like, what's wrong with me? Why you don't want this? Why you don't want all of this? All of this. Let me sit the fuck down. Nah, but for real, like, and I know mad people or mad women go through that, where you start to second guess yourself the minute that someone rejects you, in a sense. But to be honest with you, I can say from my own personal life experiences that rejection is God's protection. Okay? I'm going to say it again, because you know when I repeat myself, I wanted to slap. Rejection is God's protection, because God loves you that much. You know what I'm saying? God knows. God knows. I don't got time for the games, because God knows what my goals are, what I'm really trying to do. And what motivates me, like some people are motivated by their ego or their own, you know, personal gains and wills. Like everybody has something to gain, but when I go for what I'm trying to gain, I don't hurt other people in the process. I don't shit on people in the process. I don't manipulate people in the process. I don't have time for that. But I know more than the average person who knows me. So, to each his own. Anyway, the universal laws of karma. Anybody does you anything wrong or injustice, you don't seek revenge. You don't get them back. You leave them be. You leave them where you found them, and you go about your day, and you go about your life being positive, being optimistic, and still open to receiving love, the healthy love. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone has something to teach, just as well as we all have something to learn. Child, I'm going on a rant.